trigger today, hopefully. Hal got out and got a big bird yesterday, and you know, it's fun to be behind the camera, but it's more fun to be in front of it with the gun. We're gonna kill a big one. Well, a man's gotta do what a man's gotta do.
Now it's Ken's turn, and he's up to bat, and they've heard a couple birds gobble. Now they're just trying to get a better pin on what their location is.
Looks like it's about 200 or 300 yards away, a couple of jakes.
Yeah, I heard that little yelp off the back of it.
I think this is a nice ridge that runs around that flat. Let's go down there and see if we can set up and call them right down through the draw.
Agreeable.
Okay.
Hello, Jakes.
Scott and Ken have spotted the gobblers. Now they're having to study the lay of the land to determine how they're going to make their approach.
Just right. There's not a big one.
I know where they like to drop off this.
We finally get set in and start to calling. Though our setup is good, well, it wasn't where the birds were. We had to reset up again, and now we have found the birds.
I got the big one in front. I got the strutter.
Yeah, these birds are gobbling their heads off, and Ken, once again, is going to have to get up and relocate. Scott knows where the birds are headed, and we've got to get in front of them fast.
We set up on some birds over here. I don't know if it's 4 or 5 big gobblers. They were hammering, and I don't know, they booked off. The hens separated. The gobblers ran into the woods into this shelter belt. We're going to get up here and hopefully cut them off real quick. Gotta go. Let's go.
Scott stops Ken just long enough to do a locator call to determine where the big birds are to see if they have time to put up their decoys. The birds were still a pretty good ways off, so Ken and them decided they had time to put up a decoy and make a good setup. Scott and Ken got set up just in time, because no sooner than did Ken get his gun up did the big bird show up. Scott's slate call, with its high piercing sound, might not be friendly to your ears, but it certainly was music to these gobblers.
Here he comes, here he comes. I got him. I got him.
Hit him again.
We went back and measured with our Nikon rangefinder and found out that that was a 71-yard smackdown. And with that, Ken had his second complete grand slam.
Man, so that's a workout toting this big sucker.
Kenny, what was that? 60 yards?
Scott Croner, thank you, sir. We've been out here the last few days hunting with Scott in Nebraska. Scott is the owner of the Nebraska Hunting Company. Scott, tell us a little bit about what you do with your company. Obviously, you do turkey hunts. What else?
Well, Kenny, we do spring snow goose hunts, upland bird, pheasant hunts. We include lodging and food. Of course, now you've experienced in Nebraska Merriam's turkey hunt, and of course stayed at a very nice place and ate some good food and walked the sand hills in Nebraska.
Awesome
all of
hunt.
them.
And you know, I think about Nebraska and hunting. I think about walking, but I also think about the Merriams. You see lots of turkeys. Beautiful, dark-bodied turkeys with light feathers, and they're really the prettiest birds you see anywhere. But you're going to stay on birds all day.
Well,
It's an
thanks,
unbelievable
Kenny.
hunt.
I appreciate that.
It was great. And this hunt, it was tremendous. It was exciting. I tell you, turkeys still make my heart beat. Sometimes it's hard for me to talk when we do the interview, but I love it. I'm addicted to it, and this was incredible. The hunt, we had to do a little bit of running, had to reset up on the birds, but I wanted to mention it was a long shot.
It was
but
a little long.
It wasn't a risk shot. We shoot our guns a lot. We know what they will do at 40 yards, 50 yards, 60 yards, and with this equipment, with the sights, with the pure gold chokes, and the shells that we shoot, the heavy 13, it's only a 3-inch shell, but it's incredible at long distance. And it did a job on it,
It certainly did, Kenny.
as well as the other 4 birds I've got this year. So we're real happy with it.
So does that complete your Grand Slam?
That's my second Grand Slam, but I haven't ever had my Merriam mounted. So this will be the one that I'll look at the rest of my life.
I
And I
appreciate
want to
that,
thank
Ken.
you for it. It was great. Appreciate it.